Hello! Our topic for today's lesson is History of Computing Devices. Lesson duration remains 5 minutes. Let's check out the lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Know the early systems of counting. 2. Know the early mechanical aids to counting. And 3. Know the early generations of computer systems. Please pay attention as we go through the lesson together. Early systems of counting. Early men could not easily specify the number of things they possessed. Therefore, they used some of the following ways for counting purposes. 1. The use of fingers. Early men used their fingers to specify the number of things they needed by simply raising their fingers to the number. Each finger of the hand represented one digit in counting. 2. The use of stones. Early men also used stones for accurate counting, where animals or items are represented by stones. One stone represented one item or one animal. 3. The use of the abacus device. The abacus consists of a wooden frame with straight rods containing beads fixed to its wooden frame. Early traders used the abacus as a device for counting. Now, let's see the early mechanical aids to counting. Early men invented some machines that aided them in counting. They include 1. Mechanical calculators. Below is a mechanical calculator. The first mechanical calculator was invented over 300 years ago. These calculators were still in use up until 1970s. 2. Pascaline machine. Below is a Pascaline machine. Pascaline was the first addition and subtraction machine invented by a French man called Blaise Pascal in 1642. It has a number of wheels with teeth on them. 3. The step reckoner. Below is a step reckoner machine. The step reckoner was invented for multiplication and division by a German man called Gottfried von Leibniz in 1671. They were also used to calculate square roots. 4. Information processing machines. Below is how information is being processed. This machine was invented before the 19th century for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of two or more numbers. 5. The Jacquard's loom. Below is the Jacquard's loom machine. The Jacquard's loom was invented to help weave complicated patterns by a French cloth manufacturer called Joseph Jacquard in 1802. 6. Sir Charles Babbage's difference engine. Below is Sir Charles Babbage's difference engine. The difference engine was a machine used for mathematical calculations built by an Englishman called Charles Babbage in 1822. 7. Sir Charles Babbage's analytical engine. Below is Sir Charles Babbage's analytical engine. The analytical engine was also built by Charles Babbage for more complicated calculations. He was known as the father of computers. 8. Hermann Hollerith's machine. Below is a Hermann Hollerith's machine. Hermann Hollerith's machine was invented to help process information obtained it in the census of the population by an American called Herman Hollerith in 1890. That's wonderful. Now, let's see the early generations of computer systems. By the 20th century, different generations of computers were developed. Each invention gave rise to a new generation. These generations include first-generation computers, second-generation computers, third-generation computers, and fourth-generation computers. Now, let's see the first-generation computers. The British built a computer called Colossus during the Second World War, and it was first used in 1943. ENIAC was the first computer built after the war in the United States. These computers were built to help the universities to solve scientific problems. Leo was the first computer built outside the university system. Below is a first-generation computer. Some features of the first-generation computers include: 1. They were huge. 2. They were slow and often unreliable. 3. They had limited storage. And 4. They were only receptive to information given in machine language. That's good. Now, let's see the second-generation computers. The first-generation computer was quite very large because of the large size of the valve it used. In 1948, William Shockley invented the transistor to replace the valve in the computers. These computers were in use between 1956 to 1963. Below is a second-generation computer. Some features of the second-generation computers include: 1. They were more reliable. 2. They carried out more difficult calculations. 3. They used more sophisticated English-like computer language for coding. And 4. They used magnetic tapes for external storage and magnetic cores for internal storage. That's good. Now, let's see the third-generation computers. In third-generation computers, transistors were replaced with very small electric circuit placed on a material called silicon. This circuit was called integrated circuit. Note that a piece of silicon and its circuit was called a silicon chip. These computers were in use between 1965 to 1972. Below is a third-generation computer. Some features of the third-generation computers include: 1. They were smaller, cheaper, and more reliable. 2. They used less power. Note that the fourth-generation computers are no longer big. They are small enough to be placed on a small table. They are called microcomputers. That's good. Assignment. Pause the video, copy the following assignments, and write the answers in your notebook. In summary, we have learned the following in this lesson. 1. What early systems of counting are. 2. What the early mechanical aids to counting are. And 3. The early generations of computer systems. I believe you enjoyed this lesson. See you in our next one. Thanks and goodbye.